Ladies and gentlemen, it's January 16th, 2014, and this is the Fortean Slip News.
And in our first story tonight from Philly.com, radio personality Don Imus and his program's executive producer emphatically apologized to a group of Satanists on Imus's show Tuesday morning for the producer advocating that
They
the group
apologized
should
for
be shot.
raising Don Imus from the dead.
They apologized because they were advocating that the group should be shot, quote unquote, during an on-air segment last Thursday. The apologies by Imus and producer Bernard McGurk came one day after Philly.com and other news websites reported that a group called the Satanic Temple, which has proposed erecting a statue of Satan outside the Oklahoma State House, demanded an apology from McGurk. They should be able to put up the statue and they should be shot right next to it, the commentator Bernard McGurk said on the Imus in the Morning show that aired last Thursday. And then we can take it down. The group also demanded a response from Fox Business, which airs the show on television channel each morning. McGurk, who made the initial remarks during a segment with Imus called Mensa Meeting, also retracted his comments that attributed Satanism to evil. He said, my comments were rooted in ignorance. Satanists, they do not promote evil. All Charles Manson.
Only joy, peace, and love.
Regardless, I don't want to see anyone shot. That's the truth of the matter. So I apologize unequivocally. A Satanic Temple spokesman, Lucian Greaves, told Philly.com on Monday he feared that someone listening or watching...
Certainly not going to be like
McGurk,
Bob.
He feared that someone listening or watching...
Leader of the Satanic cult, Bob Dominguez.
After such a provocation of violence. Advocacy of the murder of American citizens based on their religious beliefs is intolerable and sickening. For Fox News to disseminate such a position as part of a televised debate on a national network strikes at the heart of this country's founding principles and potentially places the temple's members in imminent danger, according to a letter sent Saturday to Fox News.
But they're protected by the power of Satan, so they don't have to fear any of that. Just saying, it's their beliefs.
Imus began the conversation that led to the apologies by describing the controversy as not a big deal. It's a little deal. He then ended the conversation, which began shortly after 6 a.m. and lasted 2 minutes, by reminding listeners that I'm not serious. I've been doing this for 42 years in New York. I'm not serious, Imus said. I'm also aware that you have to be responsible and you consider the consequences of what you say, and we're going to try to do that, and we will do that, so we are sorry about that. He then mumbled, calm down. Gosh, man.
We're sorry. We're very sorry. We're not sorry.
We're not sorry.
And in our next story from Reuters.com. Australian scientists are microchipping bees to map movements and halt diseases. Australian scientists are gluing tiny little sensors onto thousands of honeybees to track their movements in a trial aimed at halting the spread of diseases that have wiped out populations in the Northern Hemisphere. Scientists at the Commonwealth...
They're going to release the bees in front of a huge tornado.
Do you think there's like groups of bees talking about conspiracies and Big Brother now?
Scientists at the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization, Australia's national science agency, said the microchips could help tackle so-called colony collapse disorder, a situation where bees mysteriously disappear from hives and the encroachment of the parasitic varroa mite. Scientists will use tweezers to glue on the sensors, weighing about 5 milligrams and measuring 2.5 millimeters.
Very scientific.
Or in our American terms, a little more than a 1/16 of an inch. after shooting the bees to sleep by refrigeration.
With mini tranquilizer darts.
Some young bees, which tend to be hairier than older bees, need to be shaved before the sensor can be glued on. Scientists will examine the effectiveness of pesticides in protecting the bees from colony collapse disorder and varroa mite. The study will also enable farmers and fruit growers
Did you just say they
to understand...
shave the fucking bee?
That's what he said.
They
like, is it like
do they
a tiny
manscape
no-no,
the fucking
or?
thing or what?
The study will also enable farmers and fruit growers to understand and manage their crops, given the honeybees' crucial role in pollination of crops globally. Honeybees play a vital role in the landscape through a free pollination service for agriculture, which serious crops will rely on to increase yields. Using this technology, we aim to understand the bee's relationship with its environment.
Hopefully they don't fly near any like powerful electromagnets or anything.
In our next story from the telegraph.co.uk, phobias may be memories passed down in genes from our ancestors. Memories can be passed down to later generations.
From my Levi's?
Memories can be passed down to later generations through genetic switches that allow offspring to inherit the experience of their ancestors, according to new research that may explain how phobias can develop. Scientists have long assumed that memories and learned experiences built up during a lifetime must be passed on by teaching later generations or through personal experience. However, new research has shown that it is possible for some information to be inherited biologically through chemical changes that occur in DNA. Researchers at the Emory University School of Medicine in Atlanta found that mice can pass on learned information about traumatic or stressful experiences.
That's why they're all afraid of cats.
In this case, fear of the smell of cherry blossoms to subsequent generations.
That's what I would have gone with.
My great-great-great-great-grandfather was brutally killed by a sad clown.
The results may help to explain why people suffer from seemingly irrational phobias. It may be based on the inherited experiences of their ancestors. So a fear of spiders may in fact be an inherited defense mechanism laid down in families' genes by ancestors' frightening encounter with an arachnid.
Or you don't want to get bit and die.
Dr. Brian Diaz from the Department of Psychiatry at Emory University said, "We have begun to explore an unappreciated influence on adult behavior, ancestral experience before conception."
We had to come up with something to continue our funding.
Absolutely. And in our final story tonight, from PC Tech magazine, tall, white space aliens control America.
We finally get, like, a reputable-sounding news source. And it's talking about giant aliens controlling us. All right, go ahead, sorry.
Documents that were leaked by NSA whistleblower Edward Snowden prove that the United States has been ruled by a race of tall, white space aliens who also assisted in the rise of Nazi Germany in the 1930s.
Of course they assisted in the rise of Nazi Germany. They're white.
Which was such a huge success in the grand scheme of things.
Yes. A Federal Security Services report on the nearly 2 million highly classified top-secret documents obtained from the United States Department of Defense run National Security Agency Central Security Services, God almighty, by the American expatriate Edward Snowden states that this information is providing incontrovertible proof that an alien extraterrestrial intelligence agenda is driving U.S. domestic and international policy. Snowden, who has been given asylum in Russia, leaked documents that a race of extraterrestrial tall whites arrived on Earth, helped Nazi Germany build a fleet of advanced submarines in the 1930s, and then met in 1954 with then-President Dwight Eisenhower, where the secret regime currently ruling over America was established.
And sometimes, but very rarely, they infiltrate the NBA.
This FSB report warns that the tall white agenda being implemented by the secret regime The tall white agenda being implemented by the secret regime ruling the United States calls for the creation of a global electronic surveillance
Sometimes they
system.
can be seen with a red Klan hood on.
Global electronic surveillance system meant to hide all true information about their presence here on Earth as they enter into what one of Snowden's documents calls the final phase of their end plan for total assimilation and world rule. The report further says that the U.S. government is embroiled in a cataclysmic power struggle between President Obama, who heads the alien shadow government, and some unknown force.
Wait, he's not white!
He's half.
And,
just not while he's president.
Oh, geez. Yeah. And some unknown force that opposed the U.S. alien alliance. Most to be feared by Russian
alliance.
Most to be feared by Russian policymakers and authorities. This FSB report concludes if those opposing the tall white secret regime ruled over by Obama themselves aligned with another alien extraterrestrial power themselves. Any good conspiracy theory needs a patina of truth, a bit of intellectual cover to camouflage the craziness. In this case, the story cites Paul Hellyer, the 1960s Canadian defense minister, who is now a fervent UFO activist. Hellyer allegedly has confirmed the accuracy of Snowden's UFO.
That confirms it then.
Yep. And that is the news, fellas. That is the news.
Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize.
We're sorry.
No, I was with that story until they said whites and Nazi Germany.